Good evening. Thanks for joining us on this primary election night. I'm Patrick Hushin.
And I'm Holly Hedrick. We are following multiple races all across the mountains. We have the results and projected winners running across the bottom of your screen.
Now, we've got team coverage tonight with News 13's Elijah Skipper in Hendersonville covering North Carolina's 11th congressional district race there. And News 13's Kimberly King is at the watch party in Biltmore Village covering Buncombe County's district attorney race.
But first, we begin with a race that's getting national attention. Republican Senator Thom Tillis is not running for re-election, leaving a crucial Senate seat to be filled on Capitol Hill. It's official with the race being called just an hour after the polls closed. Former two-time Governor Roy Cooper wins the Democratic nomination by a landslide.
All right, in that race there, that could decide control of the Senate. Cooper will take on Trump-endorsed former RNC Chairman Michael Whatley, who wins the Republican nomination tonight. As you can see the numbers there, Michael Whatley, 65% of the vote tonight. Now, he spoke earlier.
And I am proud to stand with him in the fight to secure our border, to strengthen our economy, and put America first. In short, I have lived the American dream right here in North Carolina.
I'll be a strong, independent senator who will work with this president when I can and stand up to him when the people need me to. I will always put the people of North Carolina first.
The primary results are now in for North Carolina's 11th congressional district, setting up a high-profile general election race in western North Carolina. Democrat Jamie Ager secured his spot in November, taking home 65% of the vote.
And Ager will go up against Congressman Chuck Edwards, who defeated challenger Adam Smith with 70% of the vote. News 13's Elijah Skipper has been following that race all day, and he's live tonight in Hendersonville after speaking with both candidates tonight. Elijah.
After a long day of voting, the results in this race are now clear. On the Democratic side, Jamie Ager has won the nomination with just under 65% of the vote. On the Republican side, incumbent Chuck Edwards has won that side with just under 70% of the vote. Now, final numbers show Jamie Ager received more than 49,000 votes in the Democratic primary compared to just over 12,000 for Richard Hudspeth. On the Republican side, Chuck Edwards received more than 47,000 votes, while challenger Adam Smith received just over 20,000. Both campaigns held watch parties tonight in Hendersonville, just a short drive from one another. Edwards supporters gathered at the VFW, where he addressed the room virtually to thank staff and supporters. Just down the road at Trailside Brewing Company, Jamie Ager took the stage in person, thanking supporters who helped push his campaign through the primary.
I certainly appreciated all the work that the folks in that room did to help make this moment possible, beginning with my staff here in Washington, D.C. and back in the district. I am surrounded by incredibly smart, passionate, hardworking people that love the people of the mountains.
Just super grateful for such a wonderful group of people that are passionate about our country. You know, I'm a patriot. I care about our country. I want people in our country to win. And to see all these people behind this campaign and this sort of Western North Carolina first focus of this campaign is rewarding.
The focus now turns to November, where both of these candidates will go head-to-head in North Carolina's 11th congressional district race, and voters will decide who they see fit for that position best. In Hendersonville, Elijah Skipper, News 13.
Lakeisha Womack is in the lead for the Democratic nomination for the 14th congressional district race. That's primarily in Cleveland County. Tim Moore wins the Republican nomination for the 14th congressional district race. His only challenger in this year's primary was Kate Barr, a self-described progressive who ran as Republican. With all precincts reporting, Buncombe County has a new district attorney tonight to prosecute violent crime. Democrat Martin Moore winning a three-way contest tonight. He will have no Republican challenger this fall, making him the next DA. News 13's Kimberly King is live at the Democrats' watch party. Kim?
So, Holly, it was kind of an interesting night because the first batches of votes that came in were early voting and absentee ballots, and the race between the three candidates was kind of close. And then Once all 80 precincts came in, it was clear that Martin Moore, who is a former public defender and current county commissioner, was going to win the race with more than 16,000 votes across Buncombe County and about 39% of all the votes. Now, Moore was the front runner all the way through, and many attorneys that I've spoken to expected him to win because largely he had major endorsements. The sheriff of Buncombe County and the current DA Todd Williams, who decided he wasn't going to run again after back-to-back terms. Now, Moore is a progressive candidate and a Democrat seeking to expand court diversion programs, which have been a national trend in many DA offices nationwide. He says his top priorities are gun crimes and domestic violence.
I think we have to be tough on the right crime, prioritize the crimes that are harming our community the most. I've shared with you what I think those are in gun violence and domestic violence. But that means taking this active step, saying I want to put in 2 days of domestic violence court a week as opposed to just one. How we're handling those victims who are going through those hard moments in their lives can look like reform as well. And having that conversation with our sheriff, having that conversation with our state legislators who can back us in being more effective in how we prosecute.
Now, this was a crowded party. A lot of happy Democrats here for the primary, included Councilwoman Maggie Allman, who was in the top 3 winning vote getters going for her second term on Asheville City Council. Also in the top 3, Jeffrey Burrows, who's become a high-profile and popular advocate for the River Arts District recovery after Helene. The candidates, though, still have to run for 3 seats up this fall, and there will be 6 candidates who made the cut this time around in the primary, including Councilwoman Antoinette Mosley and Drew Ball, who is also in the top 6, who serves currently on the Buncombe Commission. Reporting live at Highwire Brewing, Kimberly King, News 13.
All right, thank you, Kim. I'm here with political analyst Dr. Chris Cooper from Western Carolina University. As always, thank you for joining us. Now let's start with the one of the major races in the entire country, the U.S. Senate seat here in North Carolina. As we saw, former Governor Roy Cooper taking the Democratic nomination. Michael Whatley, the former RNC chairman, Trump endorsed. Now, when people look at the margins that we just showed a little bit ago, 90% margin victory for Cooper, about 40% for Whatley. How do people take that in when they think, wow, Cooper won by so much? But how do you see that race?
I mean, I think this is exactly what we expected to happen. I mean, most folks, frankly, didn't really know who the folks were who were running against Roy Cooper. This was a matchup we thought was going to be Cooper versus Whatley right from the beginning. That's what we're seeing. Once Whatley got in the race, other prominent Republicans weren't going to enter. Same thing was true on the Democratic side. So I don't think this tells us a lot about the general, except the matchup we all expected is the one we're going to get.
And what do you see as the big difference maker in this race that could decide power in the Senate?
Absolutely, it could, right? This could be the first time the Democrats actually get a Senate seat in North Carolina since 2008. So it's been a minute for Democrats in North Carolina. I think this is really a contrast to these two candidates. Whatley's never been in elected office before in his life. He's got to get his name out there. He's got to increase that name recognition. For Cooper, it's got to be about defending his record. He's been on the ballot a number of times in North Carolina as Attorney General, state senator, and of course as a 2-term governor. So it's sort of the opposite problems for each of them.
Here in the mountains, the 11th Congressional District, another one that's getting a lot of eyeballs on it. Democratic nomination now going to Jamie Ager, the farmer from here in the mountains. Of course, the incumbent, Republican Chuck Edwards.
Right.
Now, a lot of folks are looking at this as a potential key congressional race in the state of North Carolina. Why is that?
It's the most competitive district in the state on paper, right? So once the General Assembly redrew the 1st Congressional District, that one wasn't so competitive anymore. All of a sudden, it made the 11th look even more competitive, even though it didn't change that much. The other thing that's happening is this district is moving a little bit to the left. Buncombe County, Henderson County, Transylvania County, all shifted a little left when the rest of the country was shifting a little right. So you put all that together, plus a candidate the Democrats seem to think is a good one in Jamie Ager, and this could be the most competitive race we've seen here in quite some time.
All right, money, money, money. Ager raised a lot of money. Yeah. Now, when you talk about how expensive a race can be with the U.S. Senate seat up for grabs in particular, that North Carolina Senate seat, Tom Tillis' seat, explain to our viewers kind of what that means. What's involved when people say that it's an expensive seat?
I mean, look, first let's put a number on it. About $1 billion with a B is the number people are saying. Just extraordinary sums. And so what that means for Cooper and for Whatley is a lot of money, and frankly, a lot of money not from the state of North Carolina. You have big-time donors from all over the country who are going to say, hey, look, if I'm a Republican, I want to hold on to the Senate. If I'm the Democrats, I want to get the Senate. Best way to do both of those things is to invest money in the ordinal state. So what that means for us as viewers and citizens is just more volume, more ads, more mailers, more texts, more of all of it. So I don't think we're going to get really a big breather before the general election season really kicks up here.
And we don't have time for my last question, but that answers it. As we wake up to tomorrow morning, what's life like as we move forward? What now? And you're right, it's ads, it's text. Get ready. 2 huge races going into November and many more. Thank you, Chris, as always. All right, Holly.
After controversy surrounding several mountain sheriffs, 4 will be replaced with new leadership. In Cherokee County, Chris Wood is a projected winner by a wide margin among the 3 Republicans in that race. No Democrats ran, so Wood will be the next sheriff once the election is certified. Now, last month, Dustin Smith was asked to step down after allegations of negligence by the district attorney. Smith resigned February 5th. In Swain County, the leading vote getters are Republican Brian Kirkland and Democrat David Southerns. They will face off in November. This follows the departure of Curtis Cochran. He resigned in July after being arrested and charged with multiple offenses, including second-degree rape. In Graham County, Caleb Stiles is winning. He's above the 30% threshold to become the new sheriff. That spot opened up because of efforts to remove current Sheriff Brad Hoxett from office after allegations that he misused his power and authority. And an upset tonight in Haywood County. Current Sheriff Bill Wilkie losing by nearly 15% to challenger Mark Meese. This means Meese will face off against Democrat Tyler Howell in November. We spoke with Meese about the projected win.
I'm very humbled. I'm humbled the fact that the people of this county have entrusted me this step forward. The people have spoken. They've spoken pretty loud today that they want change, and I'm ready to give that. I'm ready to sit down with people and talk. As we move toward the general election, I look forward to that. I look forward to meeting with more people.
Meese currently works for the Cherokee Indian Police Department. In the race for Asheville City Council, 20 candidates were vying for 3 spots. The top 6 will move on to November's election. At this time, Drew Ball, Maggie Ullman, Jeffrey Burrows, Keith Young, Antoinette Mosley, and Shanika Smith are set to move forward. We will continue to update this race on air and online.
All right, let's talk North Carolina State House in District 118. James Rogers is currently in the lead by only 10%, as you see here, 55 to 45%, beating out current Representative Mark Pless, who represents State House District 118, again in Haywood and Madison counties. Now, here's a look at some of the numbers for other House district races.